Zafin recoiled in horror as he saw the mangled human wheeled in, shocked that a living creature could even survive such catastrophic wounds. "I don't care what species they are. We can't operate on that pulped sack of flesh and splintered bone." Dr. Belos shot his younger colleague an annoyed glance as he reviewed the patient's holographic scans. "Spare me the dramatics. You took an oath to heal all sentience, no matter how primitive or reckless." Zafin gestured at the bloodied mess on the gurney. "But this goes beyond reckless. What sort of death-seeking lunatic lets themselves get maimed this badly? No wonder their lifespans are so short." "They may be fragile and anatomically frustrating, but the humans are members of the Galactic Union now. That means we treat them. Simple as that." Belos sorted through the medbay's instrument tray, his 4 dexterous arms assembling an array of surgical tools. "Last week I treated a human who tried to pet a Zorgax beast." "A Zorgax? Did he think it was some cuddly stuffed toy?" Zafin shook his head in disbelief. "Enough gossip. Prep for trauma surgery. The human's vital signs are crashing. This one's circling the drain." The elder surgeon activated the biobed's stasis field, putting the patient in suspended animation. As the robotic surgical arms whirred to life and the doctors sterilized for the grueling operation ahead, Dr. Belos glanced at the patient's chart one last time. The human's name was printed there: Lieutenant Commander Andrew Shaw, System Alliance Marines, Planet Earth. The seasoned alien physician stared at that last word for a long moment, his eyes widening. Earth. Why did that sound so familiar? Belos felt an inexplicable chill run down his spine, as if that little blue planet's name carried a foreboding weight. He had a gut feeling this particular human was going to be trouble. The doors to the operating room burst open as Belos and Zafin rushed inside, their surgical gowns billowing. The scene before them was one of barely contained pandemonium. A dozen nurses and medical technicians swarmed around the central table like frantic ants attaching tubes, sensors and IVs to the badly burnt human laying there. Belos shouldered his way through to the patient's side, his eyes quickly scanning the extent of the damage. The human's skin was charred and blistered, with ugly red gashes marring his face and limbs. Shards of shrapnel protruded from his flesh at sickening angles. It was hard to imagine anyone surviving this. "What in the name of Zorks happened to him?" Belos demanded, glancing at the paramedic's report on a data pad. Zafin was already gowned and gloved, prepping a tray of surgical instruments. According to this, he was caught in an explosion at a chemical processing plant. Apparently, he stayed behind to evacuate all the other workers before the blast, but got trapped inside when it blew. "Foolish human," Belos muttered, shaking his head. "He should have saved himself first." Together, the 2 doctors worked quickly to stabilize their critical patient, stemming the bleeding and treating the burns. But as they labored over Andrew's ravaged body, Zafin noticed something peculiar. "Belos, look at his vitals," the younger doctor said, pointing to the biomonitor above the table. "They're remarkably stable for someone with these kinds of injuries, and I swear the burns on his arm look like they're already starting to heal." Belos leaned in, his eyes narrowing. Zafin was right. The human's vital signs were holding steady, his heart beating with a regular rhythm, and the angry red flesh did appear to be knitting itself back together at the edges. "How can this be?" Belos mused, reaching for a medical scanner. "I've never seen a human with regenerative abilities like this. It's almost as if his cells are—" "Zafin, what's wrong?" "It's his brain activity," Zafin sputtered, pointing a trembling finger at the holographic display. "I've never seen neural oscillations like this before, not in any species. It's like his brain is operating on a whole other level compared to a baseline human." Belos peered closer at the spiking brainwaves, a bead of sweat trickling down his temple. "You're right. It's almost as if his mind is somehow adapting to the physical trauma, rewiring itself on a cellular level. How could—" Suddenly Andrew's eyes snapped open, flashing an electric blue. In one swift motion, he sat bolt upright on the table, ripping tubes and wires free. Nurses screamed and techs jumped back in fright. Andrew turned to look directly at the two doctors, his gaze focused and intense. When he spoke, his voice was hoarse but steady. Belos blinked rapidly, trying to regain his composure. "You're in the Galactic Union Medical Center. I'm Dr. Belos, and this is my colleague, Dr. Zarfin. Please, you've been badly injured. We're only trying to help." The human stared at Belos for a long, appraising moment. Then he nodded slowly, wincing as he shifted his weight. "I appreciate that, I really do. But you need to listen to me. I've got to get back to Earth. My people need me now more than ever." Zarfin glanced at Belos in confusion, then back to Andrew. "Earth? I'm not familiar with that planet. Is it part of the Galactic Union?" "No, it's not. But mark my words, you will be soon. Earth is just getting started, and the galaxy won't know what hit it." Belos and Zarfin exchanged a puzzled look, their eyes conveying a mix of confusion and intrigue. Belos turned his attention back to Andrew, his forearms crossed in front of his chest. "What do you mean, Earth is just getting started? And why do your people need you so urgently?" Andrew slowly swung his legs over the side of the operating table, wincing as his burnt skin stretched and cracked. He looked up at the two doctors, his blue eyes shining with determination. "Earth is my home planet. We've only recently discovered faster-than-light travel, and we're just beginning to explore the galaxy, but we've already made some incredible discoveries that could change everything." Zarfin stepped forward, offering his arm to help Andrew to his feet. The human gratefully accepted, leaning heavily on the doctor as he stood. "Discoveries? What kind of discoveries?" A grin spread across Andrew's face, his excitement palpable. "We found a way to harness zero-point energy. It's a limitless, clean power source that could revolutionize space travel and solve countless problems across the galaxy." Andrew's smile only grew wider, a knowing look in his eyes. "That's what everyone thinks, but on Earth we've made it a reality, and that's just the beginning. We've also developed advanced AI, nanotech, and quantum computing that could transform medicine, engineering, and every other field you can imagine." Zarfin's eyes widened, his interest clearly piqued. "If that's true, why haven't we heard about Earth before? Why aren't you part of the Galactic Union?" Andrew's expression sobered, a hint of frustration creeping into his voice. "Because not everyone wants us to succeed. There are factions out there that see us as a threat. They've tried to sabotage our efforts, to keep us isolated and primitive, but we won't let that stop us. We're determined to take our place among the stars, to share our knowledge and technology with the rest of the galaxy." Belos studied Andrew's face, his skepticism slowly fading as he saw the conviction in the human's eyes. "I have to admit I'm impressed. I never thought a human could be so ambitious. But what about your injuries? How do you plan to get back to Earth in your condition?" Andrew grinned, a mischievous glint in his eye. "That's where you come in, Doc. I need your help to heal and get back on my feet. And in return, I'll share some of our medical breakthroughs with you. Trust me, you've never seen anything like what we've developed on Earth." Belos and Zarfin exchanged a long, meaningful look, their eyes conveying a mix of awe and trepidation at the implications of Andrew's words. After a moment of silent deliberation, Belos turned to the human, his voice steady and resolute. "All right, Andrew. We'll help you heal, but in return you must tell us more about these medical breakthroughs you mentioned. The potential to save lives across the galaxy is too great to ignore." Andrew nodded, a grateful smile on his face. "Of course, I'll tell you everything I can, but first I need to contact my team back on Earth. They need to know I'm alive, and that I've made contact with the Galactic Union." Zarfin's brow furrowed in confusion. "How do you plan to do that? Our communication systems are incompatible with Earth's technology." A knowing grin spread across Andrew's face. "That's not a problem. I have a quantum entanglement communicator implanted in my skull. It allows me to send and receive messages instantaneously, regardless of distance. I just need a quiet place to concentrate." Belos's eyes widened in surprise and admiration. "Impressive. Come, use this private room. We'll ensure you're not disturbed." Andrew nodded his thanks and followed Belos into the secluded space. As the door clicked shut behind them, Andrew closed his eyes, his brow furrowing in concentration. Moments later, a shimmering holographic display materialized before him, revealing a group of human scientists and military officials. Speaking rapidly in a language foreign to Belos and Zarfin's ears, Andrew updated his team on the situation, his words punctuated by the occasional gesture toward the alien doctors. The humans on the display nodded, their expressions shifting from relief to excitement as the conversation progressed. After several minutes, Andrew terminated the communication and turned to face Belos and Zarfin, a mixture of triumph and concern etched on his features. My team is thrilled to hear about the progress we've made. They're eager to collaborate with the Galactic Union and share our knowledge, but they also warn me that the factions opposed to Earth's advancement are growing bolder. We need to be careful. Belos leaned forward, his interest piqued. What kind of medical breakthroughs did you mention? How could they help our patients? Andrew's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. For starters, we've developed nanobots that can repair damaged tissues and organs at the cellular level. We've also created gene therapies that can cure genetic diseases and even enhance physical and cognitive abilities. And our AI algorithms can diagnose diseases with near-perfect accuracy even before symptoms appear. Zarfin's jaw dropped in astonishment. That's incredible. We've been struggling to treat some of those conditions for centuries. If what you say is true, Earth's medical technology could save countless lives across the galaxy. That's just the tip of the iceberg, Andrew replied, his voice growing serious. But before we can share our knowledge, we need to make sure it doesn't fall into the wrong hands. That's why I need your help, not just to heal, but to navigate the complex politics of the Galactic Union. Together we can usher in a new era of progress and discovery for all species. Belos nodded at Zarfin, his eyes filled with determination. We have no time to waste then. Andrew, tell us everything you know about these nanobots and how they work. We need to get this treatment started as soon as possible. Andrew winced as he shifted on the exam table, his burns still raw and painful. The nanobots are programmed to target damaged cells and repair them at the molecular level. They can accelerate healing, reduce scarring, and even regenerate lost tissue. But they need to be carefully calibrated for each individual's unique physiology. Zarfin pulled up a holographic display of Andrew's scans. Your cellular structure is similar enough to our own that I believe we can adapt the programming. But you'll need to walk us through the process step by step. Of course, Andrew agreed. I'll link my neural implant to your systems so I can guide the calibration in real time. As Belos and Zarfin worked furiously to prepare the nanobot solution and integrate it with their medical devices, Andrew couldn't help but reflect on the incredible journey that had led him to this moment. You know, when I was a kid, we were still divided into separate nations, always fighting over resources and ideologies. But then the climate disasters hit, and we realized we had to come together as a species to survive. Zarfin glanced up from his work, his eyes widening. Climate disasters. Your planet's ecosystem was damaged. Andrew nodded solemnly, almost to the point of no return. Rising sea levels, superstorms, wildfires, droughts. It was chaos. Millions died. But those who remained put aside their differences and focused on solutions. We developed clean energy, geoengineering projects, and biotechnology to heal our world. Remarkable, Belos murmured. To overcome such devastating challenges and emerge stronger, your species has a rare resilience. We like to think so, Andrew said with a pained smile. But it wasn't easy. Even after we stabilized the climate, we had to grapple with the aftermath, disease, famine, societal breakdown. It took decades to rebuild, to create a truly global civilization. But we did it, and now we're ready to take the next step to join the galactic community as equals. Zarfin shook his head in wonder as he finished preparing the nanobot solution. With technology like this, I have no doubt you'll succeed. Your medical innovations alone could transform life for countless species. Belos nodded in agreement as he positioned the injection device over Andrew's chest. Are you ready? Once we inject the nanobots, there's no going back. Andrew took a deep breath, steeling himself. "I'm ready, let's do this." Belos pressed the injector against Andrew's skin and activated the device. Andrew gritted his teeth as he felt a sharp sting, followed by a rush of icy liquid spreading through his veins. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, slowly at first, but with gathering speed, he felt a tingling warmth blooming from within, like a million tiny sparks igniting inside his cells. Andrew blinked in amazement as he watched his blistered skin smooth out and turn pink with fresh growth. The pain was fading rapidly, replaced by a sense of euphoric energy. He felt reborn, remade on a fundamental level. Belos couldn't suppress a grin as he watched the miraculous transformation. "If this is just a small taste of what your technology can do, I can only imagine what wonders await the galaxy. With knowledge like this, with your determination and ingenuity to guide us, the possibilities are endless." Andrew met the doctor's gaze, a fire kindling in his blue eyes. "You're right. This is only the beginning. Earth is ready to take its place among the stars. And together, we're going to change everything." As the nanobot treatment progressed, Belos and Zarfin watched in awe as Andrew's vital signs stabilized, and his wounds began to heal before their eyes. The charred, blistered skin smoothed out and regained its healthy color, while the ugly gashes knitted themselves back together without even a scar. "Incredible," Belos breathed, his eyes glued to the biomonitor readouts. "The nanobots are reconstructing his tissues on a cellular level at a rate I've never seen before. It's like watching a high-speed regeneration." Zarfin nodded, equally amazed as he studied Andrew's brain activity. "Look at these neural oscillations. His brain is lighting up like a supernova, forging new connections and optimizing existing pathways. This goes beyond mere healing. It's cognitive enhancement." Andrew sat up on the exam table, stretching his arms above his head. He moved with fluid ease, as if he'd never been injured at all. "That's the beauty of the nanobots," he said with a grin. "They don't just repair damage. They upgrade every system for peak performance. I feel better than I have in years, stronger, sharper, more energized." Belos leaned in, fascinated. "How do they accomplish this optimization? What's the mechanism?" "The nanobots are programmed to enhance cellular functions across the board," Andrew explained. "They boost oxygen and nutrient delivery, ramp up ATP production, modulate hormone levels, even fine-tune neurotransmitter balance. It's like getting a comprehensive tune-up for your brain and body." Zarfin's eyes widened as he considered the implications. Could this technology be adapted for other species? The potential impact on health and longevity is staggering. "Absolutely," Andrew confirmed. "We've already seen remarkable results in animal trials back on Earth. As long as a species has a carbon-based biochemistry, the nanobots can be calibrated to work with their unique physiology." Belos paced the room, his mind racing. "This is monumental. If we integrated your nanotech with our advanced genetic engineering capabilities, we could devise radical new therapies, extending lifespans and eradicating diseases across the galaxy." "That's the idea," Andrew said, excitement sparking in his eyes. "By pooling our scientific knowledge and resources, we can unlock breakthroughs that will benefit all sapient life. Imagine a universe where every being has the opportunity to live to their full potential, unburdened by sickness or infirmity." "And the applications go far beyond medicine," Zarfin added, inspired. "Your zero-point energy and quantum computing could revolutionize space travel, terraforming, even the fabric of our economies. We could usher in a new age of abundance and exploration for the entire galactic union." Andrew nodded, his expression turning serious. "But to make that dream a reality, we need allies who share our vision. There are those out there who would try to bury or weaponize these technologies for their own gain. We need friends like you to stand with us, to help us navigate the challenges ahead, and bring Earth into the galactic community." Belos placed a reassuring hand on Andrew's shoulder. "You have our full support, Andrew. We'll do everything in our power to protect and nurture this precious knowledge, and to ensure that Earth takes its rightful place among the stars." As the three of them looked to the future, They could feel the currents of destiny shifting around them. They stood on the precipice of a new chapter for the galaxy, one in which the old barriers between species and worlds would crumble, and the combined ingenuity of myriad civilizations would propel them into an age of unimaginable wonders. As Andrew's nanobot treatment entered its final stages, his quantum entanglement communicator suddenly lit up with an urgent message from Earth. The human's brow furrowed as he read the dire news, his expression darkening with each word. Belos and Zafin, noticing the sudden change in Andrew's demeanor, exchanged a concerned glance. Belos stepped forward, his forearms crossed over his chest. "What's wrong, Andrew? You look troubled." Andrew looked up from the holographic display, his blue eyes flashing with a mix of anger and determination. "It's the factions opposed to Earth's advancement. They've launched a coordinated attack on our research facilities across the planet. They're trying to steal our technology and sabotage our efforts to join the galactic community." Zafin's eyes widened in alarm, his tentacles twitching with agitation. "How can we help? We can't let them succeed in undermining your progress." Andrew ran a hand through his hair, his mind racing. "I need to get back to Earth as soon as possible, but I can't do it alone. I need your help to navigate the bureaucracy of the Galactic Union and secure safe passage through their territory." Belos nodded, his expression resolute. "We'll do whatever we can to assist you, Andrew. In fact, I have an idea. We can appeal to the Galactic Council. If we present compelling evidence of Earth's technological advancements and the benefits they could bring to the galaxy, they may be willing to intervene and protect your planet from these attacks." Andrew's face brightened, a flicker of hope in his eyes. "That's a good idea, Belos, but we'll need more than just words to convince them. We'll need to demonstrate the power of our technology firsthand, to show them what we're truly capable of." Zafin's face lit up as an idea took shape in his mind. "What if we use your nanobot technology to heal some of our most critical patients right here in the medical center? We have several cases that have stumped our best doctors, from rare genetic disorders to traumatic injuries that won't respond to conventional treatments. If we can show the Council how your technology can save lives and cure the incurable, they'll be much more likely to take our side." Andrew grinned, excitement building in his chest. "Let's do it. I'll work with your medical teams to adapt the nanobots to each patient's specific needs. But we'll need to act fast. Every moment we delay gives our enemies more time to strike against us." Belos and Zafin sprang into action, gathering their colleagues from across the medical center and briefing them on the situation. As Andrew worked tirelessly to modify the nanobots for each unique case, the alien doctors marveled at his dedication and expertise, watching in awe as he fine-tuned the microscopic machines with deft precision. Belos sidled up to Andrew as he hunched over a holographic display, studying the complex molecular structures of the nanobots. "I've never seen a human with such advanced knowledge of biotechnology," the senior doctor remarked, shaking his head in wonder. "It's clear that your species has made incredible strides in this field." Andrew, his focus never wavering from the task at hand, replied, "It's not just me, Belos. Earth has some of the brightest minds in the galaxy, from brilliant scientists and visionary engineers to groundbreaking artists and philosophers. We've achieved so much in such a short time, and we're only just beginning to scratch the surface of what's possible." Zafin, overhearing the conversation, chimed in, his voice laced with a mixture of admiration and chagrin. "And to think we almost didn't give your species a chance. We were so blinded by our own preconceptions and prejudices that we nearly missed out on the incredible opportunity to learn from you and work alongside you." Andrew paused, looking up from his work to meet the alien doctor's gazes. "That's why this collaboration is so important," he said, his voice ringing with conviction. "By working together, by sharing our knowledge and resources, we can break down the barriers that divide us and create a future where all species can thrive and reach their full potential. We just have to be willing to take that first step, to extend a hand in friendship and trust." As the modified nanobots were administered to the first group of critical patients, Belos and Zafin watched the real-time scans with bated breath. Incredibly, within minutes, they began to see promising results, damaged tissues regenerating, genetic anomalies correcting themselves, and vital signs stabilizing across the board. The alien doctors knew they were witnessing the dawn of a new era in galactic medicine, a quantum leap forward that could save countless lives and revolutionize the way they approached healing. They could only hope that the Galactic Council would see the immense value in Earth's contributions and act swiftly to protect the planet and its people from those who sought to destroy them out of fear and ignorance. As the initial trials concluded with resounding success, Andrew turned to Belos and Zafin, a fire burning in his eyes. "We've got the proof we need now. It's time to take our case to the Council and fight for Earth's rightful place in the galactic community. Are you with me?" The two doctors exchanged a brief glance, then nodded in unison. "To the end, Andrew," Belos declared, clasping the human's shoulder with one of his 4 hands. "To the end." As the initial trials concluded with resounding success, Andrew turned to Belos and Zafin, a fire burning in his eyes. "We've got the proof we need now. It's time to take our case to the Council and fight for Earth's rightful place in the galactic community." Belos nodded, his determination clear. "To the end, Andrew. We're with you no matter what challenges lie ahead." Word of the nanobot treatment's incredible results spread like wildfire through the medical center. Doctors and patients from every corner of the hospital flocked to see the once critical cases now on the mend, their ailments vanishing before their eyes. Belos pored over the latest scans, his face alight with excitement. "I've never seen anything like it. The nanobots aren't just repairing damage, they're enhancing these patients in ways we never thought possible. Stronger immune systems, faster cognitive processing, even slowed aging. It's like they've been reborn." Zafin chimed in, his own enthusiasm barely contained. "And this is just the beginning. Imagine what we could do with this technology beyond medicine, terraforming ravaged worlds, enhancing our explorers to withstand hostile environments, even achieving true symbiosis with AI. The possibilities are endless." Andrew smiled, his heart swelling with pride. "This is exactly what we've been striving for on Earth, not just to heal ourselves, but to evolve, to reach our full potential as a species. With these tools, there's no limit to what we can achieve or how far we can go." Belos turned to Andrew, fire in his eyes. "We need to get these results in front of the Galactic Council immediately. Once they see the proof of what human ingenuity can do, they'll have no choice but to grant Earth their full protection and support." Zafin nodded vigorously. "And let's not stop there. We should be spreading the word to every hospital, university, and research outpost in the quadrant. The more allies and witnesses we have, the stronger our case will be." Andrew clasped his hands together, his resolve hardening into diamond. "I'll get started on a full report right away, with all the data, hollows, and testimonials we've gathered. If you can work on setting up an emergency session with the Council and establishing a network of support, I know we can make this happen." As Andrew threw himself into the work, his alien companions couldn't help but marvel at his focus and charisma. Belos shook his head, amazed. "You're a born leader, Andrew. The way you've brought us all together, kept us focused on the goal even in the face of impossible odds. I've never seen anyone unite so many behind a single cause." Andrew glanced up, a humble smile on his face. "It's just human nature, I suppose. On Earth we learned the hard way that we're stronger together than we ever were apart, that when we remember our common hopes and dreams, there's no problem we can't solve. And now it's time to bring that lesson to the galaxy." Zafin placed a gentle hand on Andrew's shoulder. "I think that's exactly what our civilization needs right now. So much fear and division have taken root. So many have forgotten the ties that bind. But you're showing us the way back to the light." With renewed purpose, the unlikely trio redoubled their efforts, compiling reports, crafting messages, and forging connections across the stars. The road ahead was long and fraught with peril, but in that moment, they knew beyond any doubt that the future was theirs to shape. As the doors to the medical ward slid open with a soft hiss, Councillor Zaxar strode in, his iridescent scales shimmering under the bright lights. His violet eyes swept over the room, taking in the rows of alien patients resting comfortably in their beds. Many of these patients had been deemed beyond hope, their conditions too advanced or complex for even the most skilled doctors in the Galactic Union. But now, thanks to Andrew's nanobot technology, they were on the mend, their vital signs strong and their prognoses promising. Zaxar approached the bedside of a Zorgaxian patient, a massive reptilian creature covered in thick armored plates. The Zorgaxian had been badly wounded in an industrial accident, his exoskeleton shattered and his internal organs ruptured. But now, after just a few treatments with the nanobots, his wounds had closed and his bones had knit back together, leaving only faint scars behind. "Incredible," Zaxar breathed, his melodious voice tinged with awe. "I have seen many medical marvels in my time, but nothing like this. Dr. Shaw, your technology is truly revolutionary." Andrew stepped forward, his eyes shining with pride and gratitude. "Thank you, Counselor, but I can't take all the credit. My team back on Earth has worked tirelessly to develop these nanobots, and Drs. Belos and Zafin have been instrumental in adapting them for use on other species. It's been a collaborative effort, one that I hope will benefit the entire galaxy." Zaxar nodded, his gaze thoughtful. "Indeed, but I sense there is more to your story, Dr. Shaw. You mentioned that your planet is under attack." Andrew's expression grew somber. "Yes, Counselor, there are factions out there who see our technology as a threat, or as something to be exploited for their own gain. They've launched strikes against our research facilities, trying to steal our data and sabotage our work. We've held them off so far, but we can't do it alone. We need the Council's help to protect Earth and ensure that this technology is used responsibly." Zaxar placed a slender hand on Andrew's shoulder, his violet eyes intense. "I understand, Dr. Shaw. The Council has been monitoring the situation on Earth, but we have been hesitant to intervene without clear evidence of your planet's value to the galactic community. But now, seeing the incredible potential of your technology firsthand, I believe that Earth has more than proven its worth. I will do everything in my power to ensure that your planet receives the full protection and support of the Galactic Union." Belos and Zafin exchanged a look of relief and excitement. They had always known that Andrew and his fellow humans were special, but to see their potential recognized by one of the most powerful figures in the galaxy was a vindication of everything they had worked for. "Thank you, Counselor," Andrew said, his voice thick with emotion. "You have no idea what this means to me and my people. We are ready and willing to share our knowledge and technology with the rest of the galaxy to work together towards a brighter future for all." Zaxar smiled, his sharp teeth glinting in the light. "And the galaxy is ready to welcome you with open arms, Dr. Shaw. Together, we will usher in a new era of peace, prosperity, and innovation, with Earth at the forefront of this great endeavor." As the group made their way back to the hospital's main lobby, Belos and Zafin could barely contain their excitement. They had just witnessed history in the making, a turning point that would shape the course of the galaxy for generations to come. And they had played a role in making it happen by taking a chance on a strange, fragile human with a vision of a better tomorrow. As Andrew, Belos, and Zafin worked around the clock to prepare for Earth's integration into the Galactic Union, the excitement in the air was palpable. The trio spent long hours in the lab, perfecting the nanobot technology and sharing their findings with medical facilities across the galaxy. "The results are even better than we hoped," Belos said, his eyes shining as he reviewed the latest data. "Patients who were once deemed incurable are walking out of hospitals, their bodies healed and their spirits renewed." Zafin nodded, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "It's a miracle, plain and simple. The humans have given the galaxy a gift beyond measure." But their celebration was short-lived. As they sat in the lab, reviewing the latest batch of patient scans, a message from Earth flashed across the screen. Andrew's face paled as he read the words aloud. "The factions opposed to Earth's advancement have launched a final desperate attack," he said, his voice shaking. "They've unleashed a bioweapon, a virus that targets human DNA specifically. Millions are already infected, and the death toll is rising by the hour." Andrew shook his head, his eyes haunted. "No, this virus is unlike anything we've ever seen. It's engineered to evolve and adapt faster than the nanobots can keep up. Our only hope is to find a cure, and fast. Zarfin's mind raced as he considered the possibilities. What about the Galactic Union, he asked. Surely they have resources and expertise that could help. Andrew sighed heavily. I've already reached out to Councillor Zaxar. He's promised to send a team of the galaxy's best virologists and geneticists to Earth, but even with their help, it could be too late. Belos placed a hand on Andrew's shoulder, his heart breaking for his friend. Andrew, I'm so sorry. Is there anything we can do? Andrew's jaw tightened with resolve. There is. I need to go back to Earth. My people need me now more than ever, but I can't do it alone. He looked at Belos and Zarfin, his eyes pleading. Will you come with me? Your expertise could be the key to finding a cure. The two alien doctors exchanged a glance, then nodded in unison. Of course we'll come, Zarfin said, his voice resolute. Earth is our home now too. Without a moment to lose, the trio boarded a high-speed shuttle and set a course for Earth. As they approached the planet, the extent of the devastation became clear. Cities lay in ruins, the once vibrant landscape now a sickly, mottled grey. Andrew's eyes filled with tears as he took in the sight. We're too late, he whispered. But as they landed and began their work, a glimmer of hope emerged. The humans who had survived the virus were changing, their DNA evolving in ways that defied even the most advanced galactic science. Some had developed immunity to the virus, while others had gained strange and wondrous abilities. This is incredible, Andrew said, his voice filled with awe. The virus was meant to destroy us, but instead, it's making us stronger. We're evolving, faster than any species in the galaxy. Belos's eyes widened as he considered the implications, and with the nanobot technology, we can accelerate that evolution even further. Imagine what the human race could become, with the power of both technologies at its disposal. But Zarfin's expression was troubled. At what cost, he warned. The galaxy is already afraid of Earth's potential. If they learn of this, they may seek to destroy us once and for all. Andrew's gaze was fixed on the horizon as he spoke. Then we won't let them. We'll use our new abilities to protect Earth and its people, and to forge a new path for the galaxy. The age of the old empires is over. The future belongs to Earth, and to the humans who will shape it. As the trio set to work, they knew that the road ahead would be long and difficult. The virus had changed everything, and the galaxy would never be the same. You have reached the end of the story. If you enjoyed this story and want to support us, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and for every comment that says 88, I will heart every single one of them. Thank you for your time.